Started 3 minutes late. Hey, Stan. All right, we'll unmute at the end. All right, so today's training is going to be super simple. It's going to be part one of a continuing series. I'm going to teach you guys how to trade, buy, and sell Bitcoin. You're going to have different philosophies, and the one that fits you and your personality best, you can just plug into. So whether you're a baby, brand new beginner into this thing, or you're an advanced trader, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and you can implement it and use the pieces that are going to fit you best. So a little bit about me. I used to be a commodities broker back in my early 20s, so I know a little bit about the world of trade. I have a lot of friends who are involved in day trading, and I investigated it quite a bit, but I just never felt risk versus reward. It was really worth it. There were too many things going on in the industry still to this day that are outside of my control, and I don't like that. If there's going to be volatility, I want predictable volatility so that I can make money. So never really got involved in day trading, even though I saw it, understood it, played around with it a little bit, never did. Bitcoin is a little bit different, and I'm going to talk to you about that in session 2 and session 3. What is different about Bitcoin versus the stock market, and why we can take advantage of this, and why I'm actually doing it. So I watched Bitcoin for years. It was a little over a year ago, 2-3 years ago, that I saw it, and it was pretty inexpensive, but it wasn't a viable product. From my perspective, it was not a viable product because it was not easily transferable into cash until it became something that I could buy stuff at Walmart, buy food, bread, milk, pay my rent with it. It was absolutely worthless. It was just a speculation. And so from my perspective, it wasn't worth getting into. Once it became something that was pretty close to $1,000 a coin, and it was easily transferable, which I'll show you how to do that. It was easily transferable back and forth from dollars to Bitcoin. It now became a viable market for me to look into. I started buying it at $900 a coin. Some people say that's a little late. I still think it's perfect timing. I think even now is a perfect timing. It's now today, it's $5,800. It's going to get to $6,500 in the next 10 days, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that. It's going to get to $6,500. Bill Gates says Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million a coin. I don't think it's going to get that high, but he's a little bit smarter than I am, so I would lean toward his opinion instead of mine. If it's going to get to $1 million, then anybody who's buying now at 5,000, you're in a pretty good investment. So let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin and strategies. This is part one. It's going to be really short. What I'm going to do for the live people in the event, it's going to be 3 parts. It's going to be the practical, how to get started, left hand, right hand, wax on, wax off kind of stuff. Exactly what you need to do technically to be able to buy, sell, and trade. And then I'm going to talk about philosophy. And I'm going to break these into separate videos afterwards. But for those who are live, you're actually going to get to see all 3 parts. And so we have the technical. Then we're going to have the philosophical, what you do, why we're trading the way we're trading, when we change philosophies, why we're trading, why we're exchanging them. And then the part 3 is going to be open dialogue. This is going to be the coaching sessions for you guys to get your questions answered, free Q&A, talk about where you are and, answer some of your questions. And hopefully I'll be able to answer some of your questions and get you guided through that. So each one of these sessions are going to be fairly quick. We're not going to overwhelm you with too much information. I realize it's a new dialogue. It's a new content, new information, new ways of thinking. So we're going to take baby steps, take you one step at a time. If you're a seasoned trader and you want to skip through these first few videos, I would say skip to part 3 where I start talking about philosophy. But even if you understand trade, it might be a good idea to stick around just so that you learn some of the things that I'm doing that might be different than you, so you can teach and help other people do the same thing. Learn some of the principles. Not going to take that much of your time. So here's my outline. I'm going to share my screen. Let's go over to my outline. Here's the things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin profits for beginners. So how to get started buying your first Bitcoin, the differences in the different types of wallets, and how to set up your trade account if you decide to be a trader. So let's start talking about buying Bitcoin. As Americans, we have some of the hardest time buying Bitcoin of almost any other country in the world. So much for freedom. But we actually have so many laws and restrictions. The IRS mafia likes to make sure that anything that has to do with money, they're in complete control of. But that's the law. That's exactly, you have to abide by the law. I'm not telling you to break the law, whether you like it or not. But here's the rules and restrictions. Most people cannot buy Bitcoin from people. Now, you can, because legally on the books, there are no SEC rules and regulations against it. But because they're looking at it so hard, it's probably not a good idea, unless they're a really close friend of yours, to be buying and selling large amounts of Bitcoin to your friends. There's actually a guy who's currently wrestling through this issue. Him and his son are probably going to go to jail because they're trading securities, even though Bitcoin is not a security. So it's a little convoluted out there. It's a little confusing as to what you can and can't do. If you're just buying and selling for your friends and you're doing a little bit, probably no big deal. But if you're, trading $500,000 in Bitcoin, buying and selling to your friends, I would suggest to wait until the laws are a little clearer before you do that. So let me show you. Here's a couple different sites that you probably want to look at. I recommend everyone use one of my least favorite companies on the planet. It's called Coinbase.com. Coinbase.com. The reason I don't like Coinbase is because of their restriction. They're extremely slow in responding. They probably, of all the customer service companies on the planet, they're probably leading for a dissatisfied customer base. And if you do what I show you to do in Coinbase, you'll probably eliminate a lot of the customer service issues. But the reason that I'm still recommending a company that I don't like, is it's still the easiest and fastest way for you to purchase coins. There are ways to purchase coins that are a little bit more expensive. You could go and type in on your browser, go to Google Maps and type in Bitcoin ATM. And if you need to buy small amounts of Bitcoin, you can go straight to an ATM, have it transferred into a wallet. We'll talk about that in a future video. But you're paying a pretty high price. You're paying 15 to 17% to use an ATM. And with the strategies that I'll show you, it's not that big of a deal because you're going to be making 10 to 20% a week on your trades anyway. But still, if you don't have access to Coinbase or you don't have a bank account, Bitcoin ATM is the way to go. For most people, I would suggest go to Coinbase. You're going to set up your dashboard. You're going to go in there and tie in your bank account. So if you've ever had a PayPal account, excuse me, if you've ever had a PayPal account, you know how easy it is to tie your bank account to your Bitcoin exchange. Now, here's the difference in Coinbase versus a lot of other services. If you tie your debit card to it, you can have immediate transfers of money directly into your Bitcoin wallet. We'll talk about the differences in wallets in a minute. You can transfer money very quickly, but they limit you in the beginning to a small amount of money, $500 a week or $500 a day. It's pretty small. If you tie your bank account to it to do a wire transfer, it's super easy to do. Go to your dashboard and say, I want to deposit money. It's not very difficult to do. You pick your bank, you tie into it automatically down online. I'm not going to show you all that because Coinbase actually has videos and you can go online and get that training. I'm not going to show you how to set up a Coinbase account. But go to Coinbase. You can set up with your debit card and have small amounts, or you can set it up with a wire transfer and get larger amounts. Wire transfers take anywhere from 8 to 10 days. So you can buy it at today's rate, but it takes 10 days for you to get it in there for the confirmation. So it's a little bit slower. But that's how you do it. Go ahead and get some Coinbase. If you're a buy and hold trader, which is what most people will be, you're just going to buy Bitcoin for the futures idea. You're not going to be trading daily. Just go ahead. Don't worry about the time frame. Just buy it at whatever today's rate is. 90 days from now, it's probably going to be double in price, whether you're buying it just right or just perfect or not. So go ahead and get a Coinbase account, and then you have a Coinbase wallet. Now, a wallet is just a place, just like your PayPal account or your online banking account. It's just a place for you to keep your Coinbase, for you to be able to track and sell and trade your purchases back and forth to other people. To use your wallet, you'll have a wallet ID, you'll have a wallet ID number, and we'll show you how to purchase, buy, and sell with your wallet. Don't let any of these terms and terminologies confuse you. Once you do it once or twice, it'll be super easy to do. So you're going to have a Coinbase wallet. Now, there's two different types of wallets. There is a wallet on blockchain.info. This is the #1 wallet in the world currently. It is blockchain.info is a owner wallet. In other words, you own this wallet. They're going to give you some extra security. They're going to give you some extra features. You can download the wallet onto a security device. You have a lot more control over this wallet. And this wallet you actually own. Blockchain doesn't own it. Nobody but you owns it. You're the only one with the security access to it. You are the owner of the wallet. If you own Coinbase wallet, this is a custodial wallet. It's just like you're a teenager and your mom and dad gave you a bank account. Coinbase owns the wallet. They have full control over it. They have the same security that you would have as if they owned it. They can do whatever they want with it. If they go out of business or somebody blows up their building and they lose all their data, you lose all yours too. Not that it wouldn't happen over a blockchain, but I'm just saying, you don't own this wallet. So what I suggest people do is they purchase their Coinbase through Coinbase Wallet, then get themselves a blockchain wallet and just transfer the money. Tomorrow's lesson or the next lesson will actually show you how to do that. But those are the two different wallets. Coinbase wallet or any trade wallet, and I'll show you another one here. I'm going to go to Bitfinex. Bitfinex.com is also a trading wallet. This is a place where you will send your money so that you can buy, sell, and trade every day. You can see it just like the stock market tickers. We're going to talk a lot about this on the next session. What is the difference between a regular account and a trading account? Bitfinex is also a custodial wallet. You're giving all of your Bitcoin to a trading platform. They own your wallet. If for whatever reason the laws change or someone inside is a corrupt individual and they want to steal all your money, you don't own this wallet. There's some levels of lack of security, but the same way you're used to seeing it on a regular basis. When you put your money in someone's bank, you don't own that money. The bank owns the money. And you basically, when you write them a piece of paper, you're asking for them permission to have your money back. So this is very similar. When you have a custodial wallet, you don't have full control over your money. But you're used to it because that's the way it works in all the rest of life. I mean, unless you have a pile of cash in your closet somewhere, you don't own the money. You have to ask for permission to get it out. So Bitfinex and Coinbase are custodial wallets. Bitcoin or blockchain.info is a privately owned wallet. There's quite a few of them out there. There's hundreds of exchanges and there's hundreds of wallets. These are the ones that I use because they're the leaders in the industry. Bitfinex is the #1 trading platform on the planet. Very solid. They've proven themselves over the last couple of years. They had a lot of opportunities to do stuff wrong, and they've always done the right thing. So I really like Bitfinex. I like them a lot as a company. I like them a lot as a trading platform. Blockchain.info, same thing. Very, very strong organization. Done the right thing through a lot of times. Coinbase, on the other hand, I don't like a lot of the decisions they've made. I don't like their politics. I don't like their restrictions. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about them, but we use them because it's the best and fastest way and actually the cheapest way for you to purchase your coins. All right. So that's the differences in wallets. So buying your first Bitcoin, go through Coinbase. If you have a friend that you can buy them, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, get them through Coinbase, and then I'll start showing you how to move your Coinbase over. I showed you the differences in wallets. There's a custodial wallet and a privately owned wallet. Those are the two scenarios. And then I'm going to talk to you about setting up a trade account. One more thing about differences in wallets. If for example, we're now heading toward what they're calling a hard fork. In other words, Bitcoin is being split up into 2 different coins. So if you have 10 Bitcoin and the hard fork that's coming up in 10 days from now, there's going to be Bitcoin Gold. This happened just 30 days ago where it's split and a company wanted to take everyone's wallet and split it off. So if you had 10 Bitcoin, you then also had 10 Bitcoin Cash. It's a different coin. It's called an altcoin. It's an alternate coin. When the hard fork happens and you own a custodial wallet, you don't necessarily get to keep those extra coins. Now, Coinbase changed its rules and they let people have it. They said initially, I'm sorry, we're not going to do it for you, but they got so much grief that they went ahead and changed their mind on the last one. But they don't have to do it. It's not part of their terms and conditions that they have to give you your coins when it splits. So it's one of the reasons I didn't like Coinbase. Bitfinex is the same way. Bitfinex is a custodial wallet. Just recently, they announced that they are going to, on the split 10 days from now, they are going to let you have your coins. So you don't have to, if you have your money in Bitfinex, you don't have to do what I did last time, is draw all your money out of Bitfinex, move it over to a blockchain wallet, and then move it back into your trade account. And in the next few days, I'm going to show you some really important things that I'm going to do during the split, and a way for you to make a tremendous amount of money in the next 10 days. But that's for our other training call. So that's the difference in the wallets, and setting up a trade account is the next thing. If you don't want to just buy and hold, if your philosophy is to buy and hold Bitcoin, then all you have to do is get blockchain, put all your money in there, and just let it ride. Just 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to have some pretty significant income, and you only want to bail or change that philosophy if some other coin starts to take over the market. If some other coin besides Bitcoin starts to become the coin leader, you might consider selling your Bitcoin and moving over to another coin. Again, talk about that strategy later. Right now, the buy and hold crowd, get a Bitcoin account. If you're going to trade and you're going to be following the stuff that I'm teaching you, you're going to need a trade account. And I'm going to show you trading on 2 different platforms. One is Bitfinex. It's the one that I use mainly. And this is probably the one that you'll want to use, Bitfinex. Something about, I'm going to give you one little warning. Bitfinex, when you first sign in, it's going to say, we see that your IP address is in the United States. Are you a United States citizen? If you say you're a United States citizen, they're actually going to limit you to what you can and can't do. Now, they don't confirm either way whether you are or you aren't a United States citizen, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that if you say yes, you're going to have less features in your tool than if you say no. Just a little pointer for you. So you non-US citizens out there, you actually have a few features that other people don't. The other trade account is tied directly to Coinbase, and this one is called GDAX.com. GDAX is actually owned by Coinbase. The nice thing about this one is it's super simple. I'm going to show you both platforms, and as I go in training, I'm going to show you the benefits of using one over the other. Most of your trades, not most, almost 100% of everything I show you how to do, you can do here in GDAX. The advantage of using GDAX is it's tied directly to your account with Coinbase. So you can easily transfer money over with no fees at all. They actually transfer money from your Coinbase account to your GDAX trading account without charging you any fees. It also gets money over faster. If you have dollars transferred into your Coinbase account, you can transfer the dollars over to your trading account and buy and sell a lot faster. So I'm recommending, if you're a Coinbase user, you want to go the easy route in the beginning, I suggest do Coinbase, do GDAX, and you'll be able to do all your buy, sell, and trade with those 2 platforms. If you're not intimidated by the Bitfinex platform, it's a little bit trickier. There is a little bit more fees in moving money back and forth. It's the one that I use. It really won't matter. In the beginning stages, as you learn this thing, whichever one you're most comfortable with, like I said, I suggest you use GDAX and Coinbase until you get comfortable with it, and then only move over to Bitfinex once you feel like you're secure. All right, so that covers today's training. How to buy Bitcoin, the differences in the 2 wallets, and how to set up a trade account. Part 2, which will probably be tomorrow evening, we'll probably do a couple trainings a week. It will be making your first trade. I'm going to show you how to trade, making your first trade if you're in the USA, the trade philosophy. I'm going to show you how I trade so that you will never lose money. It's actually impossible for you to lose money in trading. There are ways to make money faster in trading, but it's a lot riskier. And I don't like gambling. I don't go to Las Vegas. I don't care if I can make $1 billion throwing in a quarter. I'd much rather play it safe. So trade philosophy, I'm going to show you my trade philosophy. There are people that are making a lot more money than I am, but I'm doubling my money every 60 days. I don't know that you have to make more money than that. If you start off with $100,000 or let's say $50,000 and you're doubling your money every 60 days consistently, you're going to make $7.5 million in just a couple years. So I think that's enough for most people to live on. I'd much rather play it safe, use the trade philosophy that I'm going to show you, and you should never lose any money, ever. I had a down day. I had one down day, and even though I lost the amount of Bitcoin that I was holding, the very next day I was still up dollars. So there's a way to make sure that you're never down, and I'm going to show you that philosophy on how not to lose. So if you want to stay connected, if you want to be part of the training, there is a group that I have. It's a closed group, and I'll go ahead and participate. It's facebook.com/groups/BitTrain. If someone invited you to this video, they probably already have the link. Go ahead and ask them for the link to the site. We're also going to have some personal coaching and some personal mentoring to help you guys. If you have a higher dollar amount and you want to invest larger amounts of money, I can coach you guys on how to turn that money faster. So that's it for today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, stop the recording, and just open up for Q&A for anybody who's here live.